Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. Didn't I just tell y'all about 7 months ago the whole thing dealing with Reuben Foster? Didn't I tell you that the 49ers needed to just cut this guy loose? I told you guys that. I told you that. I told they just needed to just do away with him. Well, of course, as we well know, last this past Monday or whenever this was, or this past weekend, he gets arrested for assault of the same girl that said he punched her in the face and whatnot. He punched her in the face, and then she recanted the statement and said that didn't happen. Okay, 49ers cut him Monday. Then he got picked off of waivers by the Washington Redskins, and picked off waivers by them. Not quite on the roster yet, but because Redskins need some help on defense, this, that, and the other, and everything like that. The same typical NFL BS that happens because it's the NFL or because it's $billion business or whatever, what have you. But I told you they needed to cut this guy loose based upon what happened. Now, what still remains to be seen is why, because the young lady, her name is Ellis Enos, and I'm like, well, if so, he gets arrested. She says he assaulted her. She's at the team's hotel. He's there. Why is she even around him? And what's going on with that situation? I'm gonna bring this a couple of different ways here because you got to look at it a couple of different ways of obvious hypocrisy of the NFL, utter stupidity of Reuben Foster, and women crying wolf. Okay, this is what you are dealing with. And I've already did a thing. I did this on Reuben Foster back in April. Reuben Foster's been basically arrested. I've been dealing with being in trouble with the law for 3 or 4 times in the past 8, 9, 10 months, right? Basically since January of this year, right? Between marijuana, the thing that went on there, and now this, and probably something else in between that he's been dealing with. Now that's just one thing I just can't deal with. Reuben Foster don't even need to be playing for the rest of the year. He needs to be done. And I say it needs to be done just for him to get his act together, because obviously the young man doesn't get it. And what he doesn't get it so much to the point of he doesn't watch it. He'll be out of football and he won't be 26 years old. He'll be just like I said, like somebody like Rolando McClain, who's basically right at 30 years old, 29 years old, who's out of the game of football when he should be in his prime, making a run because he had that kind of talent, making a run at being one of the premier linebackers that played in the game. Instead, he's at home watching and doing whatever the hell he calls himself doing. But this is what's happening with this guy right now, which is basically a shame. Now, the thing that I'm looking at is that he got picked off of waivers by that of the Washington Redskins. He gets picked off of waivers from them. Philadelphia actually called and tried to check with the police and Tampa police or what was going on and stuff like that. So they kind of just left everything alone and all this kind of stuff like that. Jay Gruden says some stuff like, well, he's not on the team yet and stuff like that. Based upon what the NFL did to Ray Rice and how they look at domestic assault and things about with women and stuff like that, he shouldn't even be playing based on that. But yet he can still come to the team because he'll probably get a slap on the wrist or something will happen, but he'll still be able to get a job. Remember, this is the same league that if you end up killing somebody, you can still sit up there and have a still play some football. Okay, so all the hypocrisy with the NFL is ridiculous. People say, well, you love football, you love the NFL. Yeah, I do, but I'm just like, the hypocrisy. You just sit back and just watch complete hypocrisy the whole time. That's just a part of the game, part of the entertainment business, but it definitely always has been a part of sports. And I just like to bring that stuff out when a lot of people don't like to bring that out. I'm just bringing it out for what it is. So now you look at it. So that happens, right? The conduct thing is up because he got arrested, and of course the NFL, and then of course the 49ers cut him, which I told you they was going to cut him, or they needed to cut him. They just cut him 7 months later. And now it's the same girl that said he did this to her. But what is if she almost cost this guy about 6 or 7 years of his life in jail? Yet Yet she's in the same hotel room, a hotel in the same hotel where he's staying at, and this happens. What is she even doing anywhere near this guy? Now, if it's what I'm thinking it is, because I don't know exactly what happened, but it's going to all come out, is that obviously, because I can't see him still sitting up there wanting to deal with her, and I've already seen pictures of her, it's like she's crazy anyway. Then on top of that, so that means she's stalking him. She's stalking him because she actually bit the hand that fed her, but she's stalking him. Now, what happens now? She cried wolf. This guy gets arrested, comes out on $2,000 bail, takes in a picture with his young with another girl that's his true girlfriend or whatever, who looks young and crazier. So I'm like, so I don't. So this is going on now. His decision making is completely ridiculous, in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm looking at that. Say he didn't do anything this time. How many times is this girl is going to get away with crying wolf and doing something to him that can end up causing him, because she can say that and ruin his reputation, which is already halfway there, because he hasn't even been in the damn league 2 years and he's already been arrested about 3 times. And like I said, he just needs to take a chill pill right now. And he needs to get his head together. Somebody needs to try to come out there and have a moment with this cat and tell him what's going on right about now. That's why he just needs to take a time out, because he obviously is not getting it. But at the same time, what is the NFL doing with this situation? And then not only that, what is the justice system doing? If this comes out to be that nothing happened, then you are muddying this man's name up just for the hell of it, just because you can, and he's guilty until proven innocent. So you sit up and say he hit me, so he's known as a woman beater, when he actually didn't do it, because you're the same one that recanted the statement and said that he didn't do it. But yet he's known as that. My take on it is the reason why he needs to sit down. It has nothing to do with that, because I honestly don't think he can't be that stupid to be dealing with the same woman who almost got his ass thrown in jail. I can't see him being that. I just can't. It wouldn't surprise me, but I can't see him being that stupid to doing that. So I can only say she's stalking him. That's the only thing I can say. I can't say anything else other than that. But if it's the latter, he's a buffoon. If that's what happened, but I don't know what happened. I just know he got arrested, got on a $2,000 bail. I'm hearing little fuzz that nothing really went on, and I'm inclined to say it didn't. But you can't keep putting yourself in those positions for you to get a finger pointed at you like that, or for different things to happen to you like that. So he needs a timeout. He needs to take the last 5 games out and be completely done with it, because obviously he's not getting it. And if this woman comes out to be that she's sitting up there stalking him again, well, that's almost a year later. She's 29, he's 24, so she got him about 5 years. She looks like a nutcase. So the whole thing of it is that if she's stalking him, then she's lying. She lied the first time. Now she's lying again, and something needs to happen with her. You can't go on doing that and trying to mess up people's careers because y'all ain't together no more, for whatever reason. But he also needs to take responsibility and do something, in the sense of stop running around and doing dumb stuff and putting yourself in those particular type of positions. But if you don't know no better, that's what happens. And then if you're too arrogant and don't want nobody to tell you nothing, then that's going to continue. That's going to play you, and that's going to keep going on with you over and over and over again. So that's what I'm. So that's what I'm talking about. So now when it comes down to that, you know what I'm saying? When it comes down to that, and then of course the NFL, right? So I'm saying all of that to bring it back to this particular way here, right? To bring it all the way back over here. In the midst of that, Reuben Foster gets claimed off of waivers by the Washington Redskins. They're going to look, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Yeah, I hear what is happening. But at the end of the day, Colin Kaeperneink is still sitting at the house. While I'm sitting up there watching, what's his name? watching that Peterson kid stink up at Buffalo until they finally got rid of him. Watch Sam Bradford finally stunk his way out of Arizona. Watching Blake Bortles make a complete idiot out of himself, and the owner, who is a complete buffoon for even giving him that money after he's basically regressed since his second year in the league. He give you some moments, but he can't give you. He's been in the league long enough now. You pretty much know who and what he is. Like I've done that before. But Colin Kaepernick is sitting at the house while this guy who has supposedly punched the girl in the face, she lied about it, now punched him again, still up in that. Something might have happened here and there. I don't know. But at the same time that happened, guys have killed people in whole 9 yards, and Colin Kaepernick is still at the house when this weak quarterback league, this weak quarterback league has a bunch of nobodies playing this particular position and getting a nice hefty paycheck for being nothing. But while the hypocrisy of the NFL again rears its head again, but yet Colin Kaepernick is sitting at home. So it means to tell me that, and they know the position of it, what he did had to do with that of black lives, black men in America. And that was his way of doing that, saying that, right? Through that stance. Nothing against the flag, contrary to popular belief. But yet guys who kill people accidentally or whatever, beat on women, or assault and all this other kind of stuff, and drug charges and DUIs and DWIs and whole 9 yards, they still get to come and have a job in the NFL. Again, more hypocrisy of the National Football League. All right? I'll be back in a few minutes, you guys.